Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Just Nerds, and this year has been another great year for movies, television, and of course anime. The past few years have shown improvement for anime, and this year was no exception, as it was actually pretty tough to make this list, because there were so many shows that I enjoyed this year. Now this top 10 list really only has one rule. The show must have ended in 2014. So that means any show like Killa that started in 2013 and ended in 2014 can count, but shows that began in 2014 but will not conclude until 2015 will not make this list. So that's the only requirement for shows to make this list. Another reminder is that even if a show did not make it on this list, it could just mean that I didn't watch it since there were so many shows that aired this year, or maybe I enjoyed it but it just didn't make the top 10. Also, this is just my personal list, so please be respectful of my opinion and I will be respectful of yours. So with all that out of the way, let's start. Number 10. Samurai Flamenco. Samurai Flamenco was a very interesting show. At first, Samurai Flamenco started out with a lot of promise with its great writing and characters, and I was thinking it could very well be my favorite anime of 2014. But then the show reached a halfway point. It seemed that Samurai Flamenco became the type of show it was poking fun at, which was a very unique change. It surprised me just how silly the show became, but despite that, the great characters and writing was still apparent. And when I thought about the shows I enjoyed the most, Samurai Flamenco just couldn't not be in this list. Number 9. Olden Time. Like everybody else, I was extremely excited to watch Olden Time, considering it was written by the same author of Toradora. However, when I actually watched the show, what I got was a mixed bag. I really enjoyed most of the characters, and Koko and Bonri's relationship was easily the best part of the show. However, around the halfway point, things got a little rocky. The writing ended up having some pretty apparent flaws, especially in regards to the ending. Some things concerning Bonri's amnesia were also questionable, such as Ghost Bonri, which ended up being pretty pointless. However, in the end, the romance is the most important part in a romance anime, and that was done pretty well, even though the ending left a lot to be desired. Number 8. 1 Week Friends. 1 Week Friends is the most simplistic show on this list, which can easily be seen through the art style. However, simplistic isn't bad. In fact, the simplicity greatly added to the show, as every episode we simply see these great characters live out their lives as they deal with Coyote and her memory that resets every week. It was really cool seeing her continue to make connections with numerous people, with Coyote and Hase's relationship being the highlight. The relationships amongst the characters really made this show, as we see all of them develop and grow into friendship. Plus, with the perfect ending, 1 Week Friends was quite the emotional journey. Number 7. Killa. Killa. Now this was a crazy ride. I already did a review on this, so check that out to get my full thoughts, but this show was quite the experience. The first half was pretty slow, as it was more like a Monster of the Week setup. However, the second half was much better, as the plot started to pick up and Killa really started to shine. The characters and animation were really something and made me an instant fan of Studio Trigger. Number 6. Log Horizon. After SAO, I wasn't sure exactly how this would turn out. Even though SAO's concept wasn't original by any means, I couldn't help but worry after seeing how SAO became. However, my fears quickly went away. Log Horizon was much better in almost every way. While the production quality was lower than SAO, everything in regards to the writing, characters, and pacing were way better. Log Horizon did a wonderful job with the world building and really showed just how these people grew accustomed to the gaming world. The story was less of finding a way out of the game and more of finding a way to live in it, such as building a sustainable society. Even the action had a lot more depth and strategy than SAO, which made it a lot more enjoyable to watch. I came to love everything about Log Horizon, and it was just a great show overall. Number 5. The World is Still Beautiful. Being the show I was anticipating the least, it became the biggest surprise. The only real thing I can remember about this show was the romance. The romance was the heart and soul of this anime, and it was fantastic. The romance, which was the thing I was most skeptical about, became one of the best romances I have seen in any show. The relationship between Livy and Nikki was so sincere and sweet, and I just loved seeing it every week as her feelings grew from tolerance to love. Even though I did like other things about this anime, the romance is the only thing I can truly remember right now, just because of how good it was. And that's good enough for me. Number 4. No Game, No Life. Another anime about entering a game. No Game, No Life has more similarities with SAO than Log Horizon, but it is still the one I enjoyed the most this year. While it has overpowered protagonists that do absurd things like SAO, No Game No Life takes itself much less seriously and just has fun with itself, which is what makes it so good. I mean, you can't take anything seriously in this show, but that's the strong point of No Game No Life. Sora and Shiro make a great team, and while it could get pretty inappropriate at times, it was awesome seeing just how they could get through each challenge each week. You could easily start No Game No Life and marathon it until you're finished, because it is that good. Number 3. Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Being the most recent show on my list, Nozaki-kun was easily the most entertaining. This comedy was hilarious every single episode, and I honestly just loved it. Nozaki-kun pointed out and made fun of a lot of cliches and tropes of the genre, which I just couldn't get enough of. There wasn't one character that I didn't like, since they were all funny, and I already want season 2. As it was my favorite show of the season, there's no doubt of it being my number 3 choice. Number 2. Magi, the Kingdom of Magic. Now the first season of Magi was fantastic and became one of my favorite shows ever. So of course, I was pretty excited for the second season. The second season was more slow-paced than the first and suffered some budget cuts in terms of animation, but it was still great nonetheless. It was just more of the Magi that I came to love. The writing, characters, action, music, Magi had it all, and it is still one of the best shonens that I have seen to date. Plus, season 2 just kept confirming that Alibaba is one of the best anime characters ever. Number 1. Silver Spoon, Season 2. Silver Spoon is simply an amazing show. It's done by the same author of Full Metal Alchemist, and Silver Spoon has the same amazing writing and characters. The first season really impressed me, and I just loved everything about it. I mean, it actually made agricultural school seem really interesting, as we saw everything through Hachigen's eyes, and the second season improved in almost every way. This season just put the characters in situations that I never thought would be explored. Serious topics like college, jobs, failure, and family were all focused on, and it developed the characters greatly. All I could think of every week was how long it would take until I could see the next episode, and talking about it just makes me want to see it again right now, making it my number 1 choice for my favorite anime of 2014. So that's the end of this list. I had a lot of fun watching anime this year, and hopefully it will be an even better year in 2015. I hope you guys had as great a year as I did, and that you will continue to watch us during our second year on YouTube. Elijah will also be making his own list, so stay tuned for that as well. And I will see you all in our next video. Bye guys.